This is KTVO's Good Morning Heartland.
Welcome back. It's now time for our cooking segment, and this morning we're celebrating not only Beef Month but Grilling Month, and Luella Gregory is joining us once again to tell us more about how you can celebrate by showing us how to make some Carolina burgers along with some coleslaw to go with it, correct?
Yes. Thanks for having me.
Welcome
Good to
back.
see ya.
Yeah, so first off, Memorial Day weekend, Americans eat about 100 million pounds of ground beef.
Wow.
So in honor of that, of course, we love to cook up burgers. So burgers are a favorite. So I'm just going to start out with a few tips on making burgers when we're grilling. So burgers are great. One of the biggest problems that we have when we're cooking them is a lot of times when we're using the grill, we char them on the outside, so we overcook them on the outside, but they're not
on the
done
inside.
on
I have
the
that
inside.
problem, yeah.
So that can be an issue. So there's some things that you can do to kind of maybe prevent that. So when you're making your patties over here, you don't want to make them too big.
Okay.
You want to make them even throughout.
Okay.
And then a great tip is also to use your thumb and indent about a 2-inch circle in the middle of your burger. So when it's cooking and it's heating through, it doesn't then lose shape.
Oh,
So
that's a good.
So
So
do that in a
sometimes
burger.
when I do that, they seem to crumble too or break apart.
Yes, and another thing you want to do is a lot of times people will get meat out and leave it on the counter. You don't want to do that. Transport from refrigerator to the grill because, like you said, it'll crumble. And also, a lot of times people want to season them. Don't put your salt or your seasonings on and then let them sit because the salt will draw the moisture out of the burger. So you don't want a dry burger.
I've been doing this wrong for many years.
So you don't want a
thank
dry
you.
burger. And
Okay.
another thing we want to do on the grill is don't, keep turning, prodding, poking. You're only going to want to flip the burger once.
Okay.
So just flip it once, let it cook, and then you want an internal temperature of 160 degrees on the inside. So
I think I've done every single thing wrong that you mentioned.
don't overthink it. Don't let that intimidate you. But
Okay.
certainly we want you to have a really good experience with beef, and we don't want you to overcook it. So
Okay.
so that's all good. So today we're going to make some Carolina-style barbecue burgers.
Okay.
So what that is basically we're going to kind of kick it off with a little bit of a tangy sauce.
Okay.
So we're going to have a saucepan. So you're going to turn that on, and you're going to have it on low heat, and you're going to add 1/4 cup of everything. So
Okay.
that makes it really easy.
Great.
So we're going to do 1/4 cup of brown sugar.
Okay.
We're going to save a little
D'Angelo
for our
would be
slaw
proud.
a little bit later. And then we're going to also add some apple cider vinegar. So it gives it a little bit of a tang, but not overly powerful.
Okay.
And then we have also a 1/4 cup of mustard. If you don't like yellow mustard, this barbecue sauce does have a kick of mustard to it. So if you don't like that taste, you definitely want to substitute with a honey mustard or something else that you prefer because that mustard does come out in the taste. It's a really great combination.
Maybe Grey Poupon.
With the vinegar. There you go.
Grey Poupon.
You could do whatever you like.
you
That's the
go.
great thing about a burger, right? And then we also have some beer, so you can put 1/4 cup of that into your sauce. A lot of people like to cook with that while they're grilling, of course.
Now, do you recommend like a lighter beer or like a?
You can do whatever you have
Okay.
stocked. So this is a light that I have, but you can do that whatever your taste buds enjoy.
Like, would you recommend put some people like to put Guinness?
Yeah, I think
could?
you could definitely
Like
do
a
that.
darker beer?
And what I love about cooking is just kind of experiment. And the great thing about burgers or sauces is if you like a flavor, like a Guinness flavor, if you like something else, you're probably going to like it in the sauce.
Okay.
So you're going to cook this. The thing about this sauce is it takes a little bit, so you're going to put it on low.
smell the beer.
And then you're going to simmer it, and you're going to cook it for about 15 minutes because it's going to actually condense down to about 1/2 cup.
Okay.
And it's going to get thick.
Oh, I was just about to
So
ask that.
you're going to, and then you can see here that this is a serving to make about 1 pound of meat in the burger. So if you have a crowd or a bigger family, of course, you probably want to double or triple this recipe.
Okay.
Okay, great.
So yeah.
So we'll go ahead and let that simmer for a while.
Yeah,
and our
so
next
let's go
step
ahead and
will
turn that.
be the
So
slaw.
then we're going to do some slaw. So another thing, if you like cabbage or a different kind of slaw, use what your taste buds like. I have a mixed slaw here of some shredded carrots that we've done. And I'm actually going to ask you, Ella, if you don't mind, just dicing up some apples for me.
Okay.
Okay, just little pieces of apple. We're going to actually add that to the slaw. Just little pieces like that. These are washed, of course. I like the skin on because of the coloring in the
there you
slaw.
go.
So we're going to do that. We're going to add that to the slaw when we have some chopped up apples, and then we're going to add some cider. But in the meantime, about the bread, I always say when you're making burgers, you always have to think about your bun. A lot of times what people will do is get a bun that's maybe overpowering, so it's you bite into it and it's mostly bread and not meat.
Gotcha.
So just consider that when you're making your burger. So if you're making a thinner burger, if you like a thinner burger, then you might want to do even a toast, like a bread. If you have a thicker burger, we have some pretzel buns and regular buns here. So that's all good stuff. So
I love
just
your knives, by the way.
Thank you.
Those are nice.
It just reminds me that
are
are mine are dull back home, so because these are
yeah.
just chopping up fantastic.
So if you leave and you're missing a few, then you know who to blame.
There you
Troy,
go.
because he's
That's
leaving.
okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Because I'm
You
gonna
can use
steal
them at
them
home
all.
and enjoy them.
I'm a kleptomaniac.
Okay, so there we go. There's a couple. And then you're just
Alright,
going to put
sounds
them
good.
in there?
Yep, we're gonna put those apples in here. Pretty simple.
Okay. Now, does it have to be red apples or can it be green?
It can be whatever
Okay, I
apples
was
that you
gonna
would
say, I
like.
prefer
And
green
some
apples.
people like a raisin in their slaw.
Okay.
There's lots of different combinations. So whatever you kind of like. This slaw here, and then like I said, we're gonna add a little bit of. If you want to add the rest of that apple cider vinegar.
Okay.
And then we're going to add a little bit of the sugar. You can use white sugar too. I just had the brown sugar because I had it out for the sauce, but can't really go wrong. Just to sweeten it. It also makes a good contrast with that tangy cider.
Okay.
vinegar.
Great.
So yeah.
Anything else to add to that? That's it?
No,
That's
that's
simple.
it.
All set.
Very
All right.
simple. Yeah.
Well, we'll continue letting that simmer for a little bit, and then when we come back, we'll show off the finished product.
Yeah.
And if you're just joining us, you're looking at Carolina barbecue burgers, courtesy of Luella Gregory. This looks amazing. It smells amazing, and she not only showed us how to make these burgers, but also talked about some interesting facts about when it comes, and tips, I would say, when it comes to cooking your hamburgers. And then you mentioned something during commercial break that 1,000-pound steer provides how many?
Over 700 quarter-pound burgers.
Wow.
So, yes, absolutely. So, thank you to our beef farmers because
Yes.
they provide us with lots of good things. So,
And thanks to the steer for providing it. Too.
yes, for sure. So, yes, burgers. I'm sure they'll be cooking up a lot of burgers this weekend in honor of our special holiday. And so, just a reminder: keep it simple, but be sure to be creative and interesting with your flavors. If you like a certain taste, add that. We did a slaw, which was a simple cabbage slaw with carrots and apples with some apple cider vinegar. And then, of course, to kind of contrast with that tangy, we have some sweet pickles here too at the side.
And then
So-
you just topped it right on there.
Yeah, so
right.
top it right on there. It's a little bit messy, but it is so good, so it's so worth it.
And it looks beautiful too.
It looks
So
really
what we'll
good.
do is we'll post everything on our website, the recipe on our website at ktvo.com. And really quickly, tell us a little bit more about, you had mentioned that when we prepare our hamburgers, don't set it on the countertop to let them, marinate. You want to take it from the refrigerator to the grill, correct?
Right. So just to keep the burgers cold is important, and also when you're putting them on the grill, and just kind of watch your grill, watch your charcoal grill. I love a burger on a grill. So when you're to the correct temperature, you should be able to put your hand over top of the grill for 5 to 7 seconds, and then you'll want to take it off. So that kind of gives you a little bit of a feel of what temperature you need. Like we said, the tough thing can be with burgers is that we overdo them on the outside, but we undercook them on the inside.
And do a little
So,
thumbprint.
yes, and you can also use your finger to kind of test if it's done, but also an internal thermometer works well. You want it to be 160 degrees in the center of the burger to make sure it's done.
And not to constantly flip it.
Right, you just want to actually flip the burger once.
Okay.
So you don't want to prod, and we are all guilty, I think, of we're ready to eat and we kind of poking around, and that just loses flavor, and it also makes the burgers tough. So just leave it
Sounds
on
great.
and flip it once.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Again, we'll post
Yes.
everything on ktvo.com. Have a wonderful weekend, a safe Memorial Day weekend, and we'll see you right back here Monday morning at 5:03 a.m.